From Svitek comes a weekly digital series where he shares his insights, concepts, and findings learned during his 15-year journey of working in the entertainment industry. Each lesson offers you a roadmap to overcome the challenges that all artists face on the path to success. Welcome to a Phil Svitek podcast.
Hello, I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and thank you for joining me for this lesson. What I want to talk about today is the notion of expectations for the world. Because one of the things that I kind of heard this past week through a podcast, link to it in the description so you can check it out if you'd like, is this notion that whatever you project on the world is actually a reflection of you. So if you believe that people can't change, well, it's because you believe you can't change. And when I first heard that, it just, I don't know why, it just blew my mind, because it's such a simple statement, but such a powerful one, because I think we like to think the best of ourselves, but have sometimes a negative projection of the world of, like, this person's shitty, or, this company's shitty, or this country's shitty, this group of people is shitty, like whatever else. It could be a group of people, it could be a situation, and that sucks, because even though you think, if in your heart of hearts you think, well, I'm going to change, well, there's just a friction there between the two ideas, because if the world sucks and the world can't change, you're part of the world, therefore you can't change. So it's this, like, it's a very limiting belief that we're the insidious part about it is that we're unconscious about this notion just by creating that friction. Like, we say one thing, we're contradicting ourselves, but the thing that wins out is the larger statement, right? So, if I say, like, oh, I can change, but the world can't change, again, it goes back to the notion, well, how can I change because I'm a part of the world? Not consciously, you're not thinking about it, but that's what's happening, and that's why we limit ourselves in such a way. And also, in a sense, it's also like, fine, we can take away you for a moment and say that you are capable of change, or you are capable of kindness, goodness, whatever sort of thing that you don't believe the world is capable of. Well, by you thinking that the world is incapable of certain things, that's the projection, that even if you're just projecting it, that's the energy that you bring to a room, bring to people around you, and they're going to sense that. And whether they're, again, it's not going to be a verbal thing, they're not going to be able to verbalize it, but people often talk about sensing other people's energy, their mood, their vibe, and they're going to get that feeling from you because it's inherent within you. So you don't have to verbalize it, but you're going to be putting out into the world, and non-verbally you're setting that expectation. And by doing that, people will meet that expectation. And that's the insidious part about it. So if you truly want to change your life, you got to start to believe in the world what you believe of yourself. Pure and simple. And, kind of tangential to that, and I'm guilty of this very, very much so, this notion that that only people who don't have pain in their life can be happy. That is such bullshit, because happiness is a choice, right? I go back to Viktor Frankl a lot, and if you're unfamiliar, he wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. He was a Holocaust survivor, and he found meaning, and dare I say joy, through that experience. And so his life was comparatively, certainly to mine, my life is devoid of any opposition. Flipped, his life had much opposition, and yet he chose to remain hopeful. And so if someone like that can do it, so just because someone's happy, we automatically, at least I certainly do, assume that their life is easy breezy. Not the case. They've just made a choice to believe in something greater than themselves. Call it hope, call it whatever, but that's what they're choosing. They believe in a world that is capable of goodness. Again, it's that reflection part. Do you believe in a world that is capable of goodness? No, you don't. and therefore you are choosing not to be happy. I certainly was. And so you have to flip that and know that you can be happy despite circumstances in your life, and also recognize in other people, if they are happy, that's not because, oh, whatever, like they've never faced a hard day in their life. They have. They've just made a different choice than you, at least in the past. So recognize that in and of itself as a beautiful act on their part, and be inspired by it, and allow it into your life. And when you do, magic can fucking happen, man. It just can. And that's what I want to leave you on. Thank you for taking the time to join me. I truly, truly appreciate it. By all means, if you feel moved by this and you think someone else could benefit, please share it with them. It would mean a lot to me, as I hope to the other person. And if you have any questions, comments, thoughts of your own, write them down in the section below, or hit me up on social media. Happy to converse with you. I truly, truly love it and appreciate it. If you haven't yet followed or subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. That way you can get all the various things that I put out, because I do try to bring value to your life, such as this, so you get it right away when it happens. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope to see you next time.